That sounds very annoying. Like, it hurts my ears and my brain. Let's see. Oh.
I don't know anybody who won't watch this movie, regardless of your orientation.
Yes, I know. If they're ripe enough.
Right?
If they're ripe enough.
Welcome back to the Vegas Golden Knights Intermission Report, brought to you by your Southern Nevada Toyota dealers. It was James Neal who opened the scoring at 141. Ian Cole tied it at 12:04 of period number 1, and that is where we are at, tied at 1. Time now for Lawless in Order with Vegas Golden Knights insider Gary Lawless. Gary, pleasure to have you along as always. Let's get right to it. Obviously, Marc-Andre Fleury is back in net. Malcolm Subban is staying around as well. So how does the situation start to develop? Because I know Fleury likes to play a lot.
Yeah, well, this is the same thing as always for George McPhee and the Vegas Golden Knights. They have to serve two masters. The here and now and the future.
Marc-Andre
Fleury, he's been brilliant tonight. This is a guy that's going to win a lot of games in the National Hockey League. Right now, Vegas is very interested in that they're in the chase for a playoff spot. But he's 33. Malcolm Subban is 23. This is a free goalie, a guy they got on a waiver claim who came in and has been brilliant when given the opportunity. They cannot go 80-20. Marc-Andre Fleury, Malcolm Subban. Subban, they've started to develop him. Dave Pryor has done an excellent job building on the base that Subban has as a natural, athletic, and big goalie. They got to keep developing him. They have to play him. It's going to be interesting to see how they serve both masters down the stretch.
Next up on the schedule is the Florida Panthers. They come into town on Sunday. Is this just another game on the schedule, or is there a backstory there?
Well, there's a big-time backstory. The Florida Panthers fired Gerard Gallant last year in not in the right fashion. They fired him right after a game. Mike Kelly and Gerard Gallant. Mike Kelly was his assistant in Florida. They ended up having to call a cab and get a cab from the back loading dock in Carolina after a game. It was on all over Twitter, social media. Now, Gerard Gallant, I spoke to him earlier today. No hard feelings, he said. He said, things happen. It's the owner's right to fire you. I get all of that. But for his first year there, they made an improvement of 25 points. His second year there, they won the division. Last year, he was 10-9 when they fired him. It was a power struggle, a lot of back channeling going on in Florida, and Gallant got caught up in it. He's a better man than that, a better coach than that. He didn't deserve what he got from Florida. Yeah, he'd like to win that game on Sunday. Absolutely.
Certainly. I agree with you there completely. I remember when that whole thing went down and was scratching my head over the decision to get rid of Coach Gallant in Florida. Let's talk a little bit earlier on in the season. This team had some penalty trouble. They were taking a lot of penalties. Part of the reason they went 1-for-1 on that road trip. It seems like this team has learned a little bit more discipline now. They're playing a little bit sharper, a little bit more careful.
Yeah, well, they are now tied for the league in the NHL in penalty differential. They are plus 25. They've drawn 25 more penalties than they've taken. Coaches absolutely love that stat, and that stat tells you a ton about a team, because if you're drawing penalties, you're moving your feet. You keep moving, you keep working, teams have to tug on you. That's how they keep up. If you're taking penalties, it means you're not moving feet. When you watch the Vegas Golden Knights on a nightly basis, when they're sharp, and they're sharp more often than not, it is because they're working and they're skating. Plus 25 penalty differential. That's a great stat for the Vegas Golden Knights.
Great insight, Gary Lawless. As always, we appreciate it. Follow Gary on Twitter. He's always got the inside for you. Gary Lawless, our Vegas Golden Knights insider. You can catch him here every second period.